Okay, so the autopilot fucking breaks, and we're all just sitting there. First of all, here's what happened. When we were waking up, the squalls didn't stop at the end of Steven or Ari or Pedro's shift, which goes, Steven's shift ends at 4 a.m. At 6 a.m., Pedro's shift starts. At 8 a.m., we were all up again. My shift ends at 2 a.m. At 8 a.m., and I stayed up with Steven through his shift. So at 8 a.m., we were all awake again to fucking deal with the sales. Because we were like, oh, there's a lull. Let's raise the staysail. We raise the staysail. As soon as we get that shit done, we oh, fuck. You know, we drop the jib, we raise the staysail. Oh, fuck, guess what? Another squall's moving in, bigger than the last. This could be storm shit. Drop the staysail. You just put it up. Get it the fuck down. So we drop the staysail. We run over the main. We're like, actually, turns out it's going to be bigger than we thought. We run over, we drop the jib. We drop the staysail that we just
Dude, we dropped the jib like fucking... it was like zero warning. He's like, Steven, go drop the jib.
Yeah, it was go. It was the fastest I've seen Steven move. Alright? I mean, I was fucking... Yeah, it was... Dude, you should have seen how fast I was on the pulpit. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, I know. It was like, and then no one was paying attention, but we had to get the shit into the boat. I literally sprawled myself over the fucking sail.
You were a little slow with the fucking sheet, though, for the boom.
I didn't know what the hell was going on.
Alright, anyways, we dropped the... Whatever. So... We dropped the jib, anyways, we did all this shit, and then, next thing we know, we get back and the captain's like, yeah, autopilot's fucked. Now,
well, let's damage count. Just do the fucking damage count right now. We have a limited amount of water.
So we're out of power, so we're using our reserve gas. We're out of power.
So the dinghy is no longer, it's pretty much
down to like
it's
4 gallons of gas, which is generating the power on the boat, even though we have gas in our diesel engine, the alternator shot in the diesel engine. So we're out of power, but not motor, I guess, movement. So
we're running out of gasoline. We're not out of diesel though.
We're not out of diesel, so that's okay. But we're out of water. Our water drained out, so damage is like power and water are done. We've got maybe 8 days left of water today.
No, we don't. We have like fucking 4 to be brutally honest with you.
Conservative 8. We only busted into that.
Okay, fine. I'll give you conservative 6.
Alright,
which is all we technically need.
Yeah, but still, we're just coming down to the fucking wire with water. And it's, as I said, if we see a cargo tanker, we gotta call them up and like ask for water. That's how desperate it is. And then the autopilot breaks. Now, this is the worst thing that could have happened, and here's why. There's like multiple consequences to this. For anybody who's ever fucking driven a boat,
and I learned how to do today. Yeah. It's tough.
Boats don't go fucking straight. You can't just hold the wheel and boot, and there's no fucking cruise control. This was the equivalent of cruise control, and even then you still have to watch it, babysit it. There is no way to drive a boat straight across the ocean. There are too many forces pushing it around, wind and wave. You can't handle that shit. It moves it left and right. So a human, even with the best precision, carried by compass, unerringly gets you someplace in, say, like 12 hours, if you're like a fucking expert helmsman with like honestly checker stamina, unwavering checker stamina, gets you someplace in 12 hours. The autopilot, by sheer virtue of the fact that it's constantly correcting by hundredths of a degree, and it's perfect, will get you there in 10. Saves you like 2-3 hours on the trip, honestly.
Hold on. And to give you a real, that's just a toy example, our captain, Captain Rick, who was steering without a fucking autopilot for 4 years, would do this one trip, it would take him 16 days. With an autopilot, it took him down to 12.
Yeah. You can't stay on course. So now, the autopilot goes out. That means that our expected, like our ETA, which we was already tight because of the water situation, which we're expecting to be there in 6 days.
Which means we're going to run out of water. We're very much going to run out of water before we get to Hawaii.
It could have shot up. Could have shot up to like 8 or 10 because without the autopilot, we'd all, first of all, it would like make our lives a living fucking hell.
The shift would become brutal.
The shift would become brutal. We'd be standing at the wheel, each of us taking turns at a wheel. There were all types of weather, all types of fucking nighttime, daytime, it doesn't matter. Like, it just locked in there. And it's just so much more draining than driving a car. You don't get to hang out and listen to music and have a great time. You sit there and you stare at the fucking compass, or you pick a point on the horizon, and you try to adjust and not to deviate, because every time that you deviate just a little bit, you cost a lot of time. So it gets crazy. It gets insane. And that would have really been, not a death blow, but that would have been like, alright, we gotta think about throwing our EPIRB, which is the emergency rescue kit, into the fucking water, or just turning it on so someone helps us out. we don't have a long-wave radio. This is another little damage fact. Fun fact, this boat doesn't have a long-wave radio. We could barely power it if we did. So we'd be calling people up. Shortwave, it's as far as
this is so bush league. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
And now you understand why I cracked today.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there trying to tie a reef knot around a main that we dropped because we think we're heading right into a fucking storm.
Oh my god.
I can't tie the knot. My shoulder's flared up. We don't have autopilot. Water's pretty much fucked. Food's questionable. Electricity, done. Propane, thank God it's not questionable, but if it is, I'm gonna piss. I'm just gonna get so pissed.
Baking his ass off. The only thing left is the fucking propane, which is fine because it gives Steven solace in the fact that he can bake all day. But honestly,
either way, shit at the fan, and I just legitimately, screamed fuck like 3 times. Like it's the top of my lungs, like fuck, and the captain. Yeah, the captain came over. He's like, okay, take 5, dude. Just go downstairs, like you're cashed.
He's cracked. I mean, it was fucking ridiculous. So wait, but we're getting there. We're not even there yet. That's the best part. So we have a shortwave radio. We can't call anyone. There's no one to call.
Because there's no one in sight.
Yeah, that's why we have to see the tanker before we can try and hail them and ask them for water. It's bullshit. A long-wave radio is like $100 for a ham radio. You can build one. So there are fucking clubs that build them. So okay, so we're sitting here. Alright, the captain tells us the autopilot is broken. We're like, ugh.
Which ruins my day already.
Everybody's like, alright, that's fine. I'm sitting here, I'm getting ready to take a shift at the wheel for like 4 hours. Mentally, I'm like, alright, I can do this. It's just been like, somewhere along the way, okay, I'm going to stop here and just mention my big epiphany, my big life epiphany happened a couple days ago. When the fear disappeared, and somewhere along the way, I just was, you know what? Doesn't really, fuck it. Doesn't matter, fuck it. I can handle this shit. Something is so fucking crazy that I've had to be like lashed to the wheel for 30 hours during a storm, which apparently our captain has done, and other shit. Like, that's some real shit. Autopilot fail, whatever. That's 4 wheels, 4 hours at the wheel, whatever. All this stuff is minor. Drink a little less water per day, okay, that kind of sucks. All this stuff is minor compared to shit that can really happen. Like a big-ass storm or the mast breaking.
But it all fucking compounds.
Yeah, it does, but the point is, I mean, a lot of people would get upset about this shit, and I would have maybe once upon a time ago. But at some point during the trip...
I resent the fact that we're gonna die.
Yeah, a switch flipped, and we're just like, you know what? So, like, it didn't bother me. I was like, autopilot fail? I kind of expected it. I'm not gonna lie. I was basically expecting one sabotage after the next. It was like a B-movie thriller, where someone on the crew is, like, betraying us all, and slowly shutting down our life support systems and everything so they can murder us. With serious sunshine. Anyways. So just
dude, you just ruined that film for me.
Whatever. So that... I'm kind of sorry about that.
What the fuck, man?
So anyways, so I had a couple days ago, like, just the fear stopped. And it wasn't even that big of a fear. I've never really had that many problems under pressure. So today when I hear the autopilot stuff, I'm like, alright. Alright. So we gotta go down and investigate. The autopilot is in a reservoir, what is it called?
The Lazarus.
It's in the...
Lazarette.
There
we go.
It's in this little back chamber of the boat. For anybody who's never been on a boat and doesn't know about seasickness, when you crawl into small, cramped spaces on a moving boat where everything is moving and your eyes don't have point of reference, it can trigger seasickness in you that will destroy, like, it's debilitating and disgusting. The captain himself almost fucking threw up just being down there for 5 minutes. We had to take everything out, like old rope, shit. Like, we don't know if we can fix it at this point. We had to take everything out.
Real tense fucking 5 minutes, by the way.
Yeah, it really was. We're like, alright, we gotta know now. Boom. So we fucking take everything out. Pedro goes down there, clears that shit out. The captain goes down to investigate. Autopilot flips off the chain. Someone had, like, tightened the fucking previous bone order, fucked it up.
No, because it's fucking slightly rusted. Just a couple of bits that are slightly rusted or some shit.
3 or 4 bits were rusted, potentially because they were in standing water, which begs another question. Why were they in standing water?
Hold on. And big other thing, by the way, Rick even said, dude, there's no reason for this to not happen again. That's the scarier part.
Yeah. We don't know if it's going to happen again. We don't know when it's going to happen again. Because what it does, too, is it fucks with the helm and the rudder, so it's hard to keep control of the boat when the autopilot's fucked up. So anyways, he goes down, And he can't, Steven's trying to steer. This is Steven's
He hands the fucking wheel to me. He's like, okay, this is how you steer.
Which is funny. He could have handed it to anyone else, but he's been trying to build up Steven as a sailor.
Which doesn't make any sense.
It does make sense. Steven's got some good sailor blood in him.
No, dude. I've been pretty fucking straightforward about how I am not qualified to do this job.
It doesn't matter, dude.
And like,
it's funny that every time you do it, though, you come out better.
So retarded.
It doesn't matter.
He hands me the wheel with a 2-sentence instruction to how to steer.
That's true.
It's look at the horizon, look at the compass, anticipate the fucking boat, don't fuck this up, and crawl to the lazarette.
He crawled down into the fucking hatch.
I'm sitting there like...
And the captain's like, port, turn fucking port.
And then people are screaming like, are you looking at the compass? Like, yeah, I'm looking at the compass, but you told me to turn left.
So Steven can't. He's like trying to fucking deal with it. And it's funny too, because Aaron and I are Aaron and I could clearly have steered.
They're experienced helmsmen. Like, why he's giving this to a rookie at this time of need?
Steven, you need to be fucking
Trial by fire is bullshit.
Anyway, so this is how great sailors are born or killed. It doesn't.
Definitely killed. I thought he was sending me down the lazarette though. He looked at me in the eye 5 minutes earlier. He's like, yo, you're going down there.
Yeah, and then Pedro was in no condition to go down. So here's the best part. Alright, he goes down. Steven's trying to steer, but the problem is every time Steven turns, right?
He's just about ready to put the chain back on the fucking gear.
You can't move because you can't, because the chain is the one that controls the rudder, so you can't put the chain back on when it's moving. And you can't keep it steady enough in the weather that we had, with the wind that we had, you couldn't keep it steady enough to pop the chain back on. So fuck. He comes back up. We gotta reef the main. Get it all fucking down. This reefing the main.
He screams, I can't do this with the main up. Fuck.
Yeah.
Get out there and fucking drop the main.
Fucking drop the main. So you can't. Dropping the main.
I hate the main. I fucking hate the main.
Nobody wants to work with it. It's the biggest fucking pain in the ass. And every time you work with it, Steven gets hurt or someone gets hurt.
Mainly Steven.
Yeah, mostly Steven, but it's pretty spiteful.
It's the sauciest bitch I've ever dealt with.
And you know what the problem with it too is? You have to get up on it. You have to climb up on the main.
Yeah, it won't drop. It will not fucking drop.
It won't drop.
I've done my best.
While it's swinging to pull the halyard off it. If you can't do that, you might get thrown off in heavy winds, and it's fucking disaster. So dropping the main is like fuck. It's like red alert, all hands on deck. We all run up to get in a position to deal with this shit, and we drop it, of course, but it's a mess because we don't have time to flake it, which means like fold it over itself. Like we don't have time to flake it properly. We give a shit. We just want it down.
Cause yeah, we're all tired, dude. We just want the fucking captain to fix the fucking.
Nobody has enough sleep, so we're all just fucking like, so we drop it, and we're all scrambling on top. Pedro mounts it like a fucking goddamn, I don't even know,
cowboy
mechanical bull. He gets on top. And Pedro, he grabs the halyard, and I'm like, we do a hand off, and we do everything, and we finally get...
I'm getting yelled at because I don't know what the fuck they want me to do. They're just like, Steven, move this shit here or there. I thought we were going to tie it around the boom like we normally did before, and we didn't.
Nobody knows what the fuck's
it's honestly a Chinese fire drill. It's just a clusterfuck.
It's fucking bullshit. So finally, God, this boat is such a death trap. Such an old piece of shit. Honestly, if we knew all the problems, we probably would not have, in good conscience, come up with it.
If you had fucking told me that if he had warned you, he was like, okay guys, so these are the potential risks, I would have looked at Ben and been like, fuck, let's just take a vacation in LA.
Yeah, that would have been the end of it.
I would have gone to SF or whatever and chilled with Ben for a couple weeks and then...
We got conned into this. We got much like the fucking press gang that got the British Navy drunk, and pretty much they woke up on a boat 2 days later. That's what happened to us. We got drunk in LA, and we woke up here on a fucking boat, and there's no way home.
No, it's a death ride, dude.
It's a death ride? It's worse than Death Ride 2000, the movie. It's fucking...
Death Race, dude.
Thank you, whatever. So anyways, finally, you can tell the rest of it not. So finally we get the main reef. And are we starting to reef the main? You gotta give me the windscreen.
Yeah, I'm on it.
So basically, fucking Ben's up there. I'm running around like a jack. I've been screaming at 3 different people. I can't believe anyone's saying for some reason. It's like a whiteout situation. I've been whited out. I don't know what the fuck is happening. There's like an private full of both ends are secure. So I'm like, I don't know what you want me to do. In fact, I tie it to one post, hand the shit off to someone else. I'm trying to run around like a jackass
never bring sail ties. That's the biggest mistake we made.
Yeah.
We always forget the fucking sail
It
ties.
doesn't matter, dude. We're trying to tie this into the boom so it doesn't fucking catch wind and flap up
Yeah.
again and like mess shit up. And like, I get this one night.
I've been sitting there on the boom for like 5 minutes.
And like, me and Ben are trying to tie this thing, and I try and put in this reefing knot, which is literally just half.
It's the easiest knot you can make. It's the easiest sail knot you could ever learn.
Just imagine tying your fucking shoelace.
But when you tie backwards, it sucks.
Yeah, well, that's what happened. I didn't have a slip knot or anything. I literally had to tie it manually. My mind blanked. I couldn't do it, and it just cracked.
What did it feel like? I just like
everything.
The edge of sanity?
Everything I couldn't deal with it. Like this isn't happening.
Did you feel like you hit your horizon line? I don't know what. Like
I just didn't know. I just gave up. It was by the tie. Ben couldn't tie it. It was just.
I was on the other side of the fucking boom.
I'm not saying it. I'm not blaming you. I wanted someone to tie it. No one was stepping up to tie it. I just freaked the fuck out. I just broke. I don't know where Ari was there. She's like, "Go and help." I'm like, "Yes." Tie the fucking knot for me. The cast was there. Like, "We're gonna take 5." I just worked the cockpit. Just laid down.
Yeah.
It was too fucking late.
Thus began my unchronicled adventures in the Lazaret, which I'll explain in a minute.
It was like complete fucking horseshit. The Aleve didn't kick in until way later when we didn't need it. Oh yeah, I took anti-inflammatories.
Did it put you to sleep? I don't understand.
I don't know. I think this is general stress. Like my body went to fight or flight mode, and then just the adrenaline swept me, and I just crashed real hard.
Oh man.
The fucking point of the matter is that like my life-changing experience was that it was learning to let go. Like, yeah, the alternator got fucked. Like, alright, fine, that's pretty shitty. We'll just have to make do without our fucking frozen goods. We'll just have to eat them now. Like, okay, I can
Yeah,
deal
no
with that.
refrigerator. Great.
That's fine. I can.
We
deal
got
with
some
that.
canned food. We'll be fine.
Yeah, okay. I'm like, that's just.
It's very inconvenient but doable.
Yeah. Then we go through periods of like weird minor things that would eventually get fixed, and we move on. I can't even name them.
The generator. We thought that the generator was broken, the backup generator.
Oh yeah, but that was just like a matter of gasoline or whatever.
Yeah. What else happened?
I turned the tap on the other day.
We thought there would be storm. There were many minor storm warnings.
Oh yeah.
There was almost a collision with a ship.
Then I turned the tap on the other day and nothing. I'm like, oh, maybe. I'm like, that's weird because that would mean we finished up our 3rd tank in 6 days
of water.
That's really bad because that means no one's rationing water.
And we have 5 tanks total.
And then we looked, and it's like, no, our water's gone. And I'm like,
somebody had turned the valve. As we mentioned earlier, somebody had turned the valve wrong.
And at that point, I'm like, okay, food. I'd not been worried about fucking water this entire time. Like, 5 tanks, plenty. 0 tanks is not plenty. 0 tanks is minor. And then we did the count of the amount of water we had. It's like, it's not a lot of water. It's something to the tune of 98 liters for 8 days of 6 people drinking. Dehydrated. I've been peeing brown all trip.
Same.
So, I mean, I'm not hydrated. That's fine. I've cut it with that.
It's giving me headaches.
Yeah, I have trouble sleeping. They can't my fingers go fat and shit, but whatever. You know, it was learning to realize that, like, if I'm gonna fucking die, I'm gonna die. And I'm gonna die because we didn't do our homework.
It's the worst reason to die. It's not like we're gonna die for an epic reason. We're gonna die because we just and we just didn't check up on it. There's it's very poorly planned. Well, you and I did some decent planning.
Yeah, but like it wasn't good enough because we didn't know what we were doing. You knew what you were doing, but I stopped you. Kind of. There's like
I tried.
Everyone was fucking everyone else over.
The Costco run was the worst because I knew we needed more food and more canned food and like more prep meals and shit. And Aaron, we're not gonna do this right now.
Whatever. It's
yeah.
Like,
people stocking up on food.
Once the water thing happened, I just gave up. Like at first, it started. Okay, here's what it is. It started with hearing things fly all over the place in the cabin, and you think shit's breaking. And you think like the boom's like, you think, and then you hear the boom slapping up and down. Oh, we're running out of time, aren't we?
No, we're fine. We got 4 minutes left.
Okay. You hear the boom slapping up and down, and you're like, fuck, this is gonna destroy the map. We kind of knew. No. Whoa. We didn't know that the mast had a crack in it. What we knew was that the wire supporting it, the stays, alright, were not the thickest gauge. In fact, they weren't the gauge to spec. So we bought, Steven's sitting on a spool right there. Can you move your legs? He's sitting on a 500-pound spool of super thick gauge wire for the stays, which are basically guy lines that support the mast. Those were what we were supposed to rig on the boat before we left. And I asked the captain 6 times, like, are we going to rig this? And he's like, yeah, it'll take us about 2 days. And then, as we got closer, he's like, we're not going to rig this. I think it'll be fine without them.
There's no point making novices do this.
But to be fair, you know, I'd like... Yeah, or spend an extra week and done it with novices and then gone.
But I would probably walk off at that point, but it's take a week to do this.
Same, exactly.
But, that, it was getting into the boat, sounding like he was at the edge of breaking every fucking moment. Then you let that go completely. Then you look at the sea, and you see the immediate threat the sea poses, and then you're just worn down by that too, like, okay, fuck it, if it takes me, it takes me.
Yeah, seriously.
You look at that's supposed to keep you alive, that's not failed. Not the things that are already then you give, I've thrown up all my fingers and toes. Throw my hands up to the sky and just been like, I give up. There's nothing left of it.
It doesn't, there's like no point in caring. You gotta stay positive. After Mr. Robertson, as we like to call him, yeah.
Even really thinking about whether we'll get there or not, fantasy, I don't even like talking about it.
Yeah, I don't want to jinx it.
I don't want to talk about what we're going to do when we get to Maui. I don't even know.
It's so far out. It doesn't seem like it could be real. It's not a place. It's like Narnia. Yeah, it really. If it's if
whisper its name and
I really think it's like, what's the Elven place, Elvendor? Where do they sail off into? Well, it's like Narnia, basically. It's just not a thing anymore. Yeah, I don't know what time. We don't know what time is. Time used to be a thing. What? Nobody knows what day. Well, nobody knows what day it is, what time it is, or how many days we've been on this boat. That's not a joke. I thought that was like a paranoia / oh, you can keep it together. It's not. As soon as you get on a boat for a long trip like this, you don't know. You don't know what's going on. It's just gone. The sense of time is destabilized. This goddamn spinning top is out of control.
Yeah, and the worst part is that the spinning top doesn't have a constant velocity. Sometimes it spins more violently than others.
Yeah, and that's why when you're working the sails and shit, we thought today has been like 6 days worth of work.
Yeah, I don't even know really what happened today. Ben's recounting, we're together what seems like several days.
I don't know the difference between yesterday and the day before, or today.
And frankly, I don't even care.
I just want to get there too, man. But morale, you know what? Despite all this, like, morale is pretty high on my part.
Yeah, I'm not down. That's the worst part. I'm telling you I'm down.
30-second warning.
I'm kind of chill. It's just, I want to touch down and settle in. I promise you, if we ever do, wherever I lay down, I will black out, most likely, due to severe sleep deprivation.
We both will, man. Everyone will. Alright, let's switch this one up.